is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey, and cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox studios in Beverly Hills, California. We got Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils lose 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights tonight in Vegas. But the bigger news right now is Jack Hughes. Scotty, there's a lots to go over tonight. I'm not happy. I don't think anybody's happy right now if you're a New Jersey Devils fan. A lot of concern. I'm seeing all the comments right now raining in the YouTube Live and X and Facebook. It didn't look good. That fall, that spill that Jack Hughes had in the corner there, leaving early with about 3 minutes left in the game. But let's try to get through this recap. And I've got a lot of beef all around about this game.
Well, you love beef.
Yeah, I love beef, but I'm going to be bitching about the refs again.
That's what Sam Woo does best. Come on now.
Yeah. You know.
All right. Well, we'll wait to hear what Sam has to say about this whole shindig over here. Game number, what the hell are we on? 62 on the road in Vegas. The luck is not on the Devils' side, though. Dealer wins tonight, although we did get a little bit of a boost, and we did play well for the majority of this game, I will say that. But the big news for the Devils is Markey's back. Jacob Markstrom in net, making some really big, crucial saves again. So it's nice to see him back in the swing of things. It's almost like he didn't even, miss a beat at all. Actually, NHL Network is just showing the Jack Hughes injury right here as he goes hobbling off, and then Sheldon Keefe Richards, getting himself ejected there. It's almost baseball season, so, got to see that every now and then. Throw the bench. Pull a Rami Fatorik and throw part of the bench. Or no, that wasn't Fatorik. Who was that? Sam? Or
that was
it Fatorik?
Was it? It was Fatorik.
That was Robbie, right? That was Robbie. Okay.
Yeah, we actually talked about it with Brian Rafalski the other day, how it almost hit his head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see what happens here. Second of another back-to-back here. Vegas is great at home, by the way. No other changes to the lineup except Markstrom being in net. Nico Dawes, by the way, sent back down to the AHL. And look out, because Luke Hughes has been playing some big minutes with Dougie Hamilton up there on the top pairing. Now, the Devils came out really well, and I got to say, being that it is the night of the Academy Awards, I think for this game we can give a Best Supporting Actor Oscar to one Luke Hughes, who was everywhere tonight. Played himself a hell of a game. Started out, he had two really nice setups there in the first period. One to Mercer. Dawson Mercer, when he gets the puck on his stick down low, sometimes he doesn't make the best decisions. He hangs on to it. Never really gets his backhand opportunity. And the other one, Luke set up Andre Palat for a really good opportunity in front that was stopped by Aiden Hill. Mercer then had an odd man rush, and he tries a difficult back pass towards the center to Nico Hischier. It was actually Timo Meier that broke in and then got it to Mercer down low, and he was kind of on that wing, and he should have shot it. He just should have shot it. He tried to do this crazy back cross pass to Nico through traffic. Play didn't even happen. Eichel bats one off of a rebound. It hit off of Markey's shoulder, and then Eichel bats it out of midair, goes off the post. So, and then something that really kind of pissed me off here, maybe I'm just being, too much of a fan here, but hey, you're a goaltender. Your superstar goaltender here who's helped carry this team throughout the year. First game back after injury. And Vegas crashes the net and someone goes flying into Markstrom. Nobody was there. Everyone just skated away. Where is the defense or the defender? Anyone, a forward, anyone should be in there pulling whoever away from their goaltender. If this, what would just saying because they're the defending champions, what would the Florida Panthers do in that situation? Someone would be there pulling the opposing teams forward out away from their goaltender. I don't know. To me, it just looked like, again, Markstrom was kind of left to fend for himself. So that kind of pissed me off there in the first period. Markey did have a big point-blank save with about a minute and a half to go into the first. Stefan Nason stepping up with some big hits in the second period. Massive one on White Cloud along the boards, right at center ice. Man, did he crunch him. And then Luke, again, great play. Luke Hughes, you see him out there because I think Nemitz kind of got sat on the bench for a little bit was it the first or the second? He was way out of position up the ice again. And I think it was Stefan Nason who got back to cover. And then he was on the wrong side of the ice. He was on the same side of the ice that Luke Hughes was on. It was a little bit of a disaster show going on there. I think Keefe sat him for a couple shifts before he got him back out there on the ice, but that's part of a young defenseman there learning the ways. But either way, Luke had a great read because the Golden Knights tried an alley-oop pass, and Luke read it from the get-go. Dougie did not. Luke did, and he was on his horse skating back the other way, and the pass got broken up. But even if it did connect, Luke Hughes was back there already in position. This kid, of all the downsides, here getting shut out 2-0, Luke Hughes's game just tonight, in the past couple nights, just seems to be taking some really big steps forward. And don't forget, he's still a young kid. But the way he is seeing the game out there and some of the offensive plays he was making, and his speed already. But when he starts reading the plays like this even more, holy hell, is this dude going to be unstoppable. So good on Luke. He gets the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for tonight. Palat, oh man, shot. It was a shot pass from Palat to Jack, but Jack Hughes just couldn't get the backhand off cleanly on Aiden Hill. Right after that, Halla and Cotter had a 2-on-1 after another big hit in the defensive zone by Stefan Nason, which kind of sprung the rush forward. And I think I don't know if it was Halla or Cotter that created the full turnover in the neutral zone. And then, boop, they were in on a 2-on-1. And Cotter had a really good shot, but Aiden Hill scooped it up there with the glove hand. And then we move into the third. Still tied 0-0. I got to say, this game moved fast, and it was very exciting for a 0-0 game. 0-0, as they like to say in the football world. It was a very exciting game. And these teams were skating. It was close checking. They were playing some really good defense. That's why this one I'm not as upset because, we've seen those games where the Devils just don't play for like 50 minutes of it. But I feel like they had a good showing throughout this game. But the first power play of the game goes to the Vegas Golden Knights very early on there in the third period. And Mark Stone, aren't you supposed to be on long-term injured reserve right now, sir? What are you doing out there playing on the ice? It's not the playoffs yet. Come on. Go circumvent the cap somewhere else. Come on, Mark Stone. Get out of there. But we get a long-range shot from Noah Hannafin after Eichel sends him a pass. So Eichel ends up getting a assist on this, his 52nd of the year. And Mark Stone with a deflection right there in front off of the Hannafin shot for his 16th of the year. PPG for the Vegas Golden Knights. They go up 1-0. And then again, later on, there's another power play. The second power play goes again to the Vegas Golden Knights, and at 9:10, this time Hannafin. I thought they were going to change this. It looked like it deflected, but I guess not, because it's still here as a PPG for Noah Hannafin, his 7th of the year. Long range shot. Maybe it hit off of a Devil in front. It was definitely through some traffic, but it kind of looked like it kind of changed and started with a little upward trajectory there. After the, halfway through the shots, the what's the word I'm looking for? After halfway through the damn shot, whatever the distance it was going. Jack Eichel also gets the assist there, is 53rd. Knights go up 2-0 there, and the Devils tried, but the passes seem to kind of fall apart a little bit there in the third period. And Vegas is a really good team at home, and they were able to shut it down. And the Devils could not break through again. Aiden Hill's a good goaltender as well, but it's just too much of the same, I feel like, with this team. The inconsistency with the offense, and what is this, like the 6th or 7th time? It's probably even more than that now that this team has been shut out this season, which for the offensive firepower that is here with Brat and Timo and Jack and Nico. Stefan Nason's having a career year. You think it'd be more rare that they get shut out, but however many times it's happened, it has happened. And then, of course, at the end of the game, Eichel and Jack crash into each other. Jack goes down. I don't know if we have word yet from whatchamacallit, from Sheldon Keefe Richards, who got himself tossed after that. Devils, end up taking a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there around like the 18 whatever minute mark of the game. Doesn't really matter, but Jack skated off. He did not finish, and that's not good for the New Jersey Devils, especially because Carolina won. We've talked about how hot Columbus is, and the Devils have a tough schedule. These next 3 games, these next 2 games, this 3-game stretch here with Vegas, Dallas, and Winnipeg, you're looking at some serious trouble with the way Columbus has been playing. Don't be surprised if there's some movement in the standings and all of a sudden the Devils are in a wild card position, at the end of next week. Hopefully that won't be the case, but from the way they have been playing against these, better teams, we know they can do the job against the, the mid-range teams and the bottom feeders. Catfish for Sam Woo, of course. But, when they play these upper-level teams that they're going to have to play in the playoffs, it hasn't been working out here in the year 2025. So let's hear what you think up on the old YouTube and X and Facebook. And, that's another part too. What the hell is Tom Fitzgerald waiting for? We have been saying for I don't know how long now that this team needs a shakeup. I think everyone in the world can see that right now. I don't know what Fitzy is waiting for. But shots on goal, just the quick stats before we hear from the king of the football calls himself, Sam by God Woo. Shots on goal for the Devils, 8-8-9 for a total of 25. The Knights, 7-8-9 for a total of 24. Good defensive battle. Teams were, tight checking all around. But the big difference, Knights 2 for 4 on the power play. Devils 0 for 1. Face-offs pretty even. Devils have the slight edge, 26 wins to the Knights 25. 23 hits for the Devils, so like seeing that. However, if someone runs into your goaltender, get them the hell out of the crease. Especially when it's the first game back after injury for Jacob Markstrom. Only 12 block shots, 18 giveaways again. Ugh. But this wasn't like the awful games we have seen. Felt like they were in it, for a little while. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Max. Real hard to see him go down. There's no update. He's going to have to be evaluated. Obviously, it didn't look good. We're going to have to take our time to know the full extent of it. Yeah. Man, I know what I'm thinking right now, but Sam Woo, I want to hear what you're thinking. Good to have you back.
You took my line. I was
yesterday.
about to read that quote. I've been sitting on it for the last 15 minutes.
I'm sorry. I pulled a beer baron on you.
You pulled a beer baron. You took my homework.
I took your homework.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking. Well, hopefully it's what happened to Luke yesterday. Hopefully Jack can come back from it, but it didn't look good. He got up slow. Even Eichel knew it was bad. And here's my problems with the refs. Again, first two periods, I thought it was a great game going on. And then the phantom call that Jack gets that penalty. That phantom call. If it's gonna be a tight game like that, it's like, here we go again. The officiating is gonna dictate the game, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to blame the refs. I mean, the penalty kill, Vegas is a very good team. They scored. They scored on that power play. And then the too many men penalty, I thought that was fair. There were 6 guys on. Not going to argue that. But just seeing Jack go down for basically the same exact play that would happen when he got the penalty, but only this time Jack gets hurt. And then to add insult to injury, you throw out Sheldon Keefe out of the game. What could he said that was that bad where you had to toss him? I don't know. It's just it's very frustrating to me, Scotty, when you're watching these games, and I've been bitching about it since the Four Nations final. Just how I don't know what these refs are looking at. Sometimes I know it's a fast game. It's different out on the ice. You're multitasking. You have to be, on your A game from a skill level, skating wise, and trying to keep yourself out of the play. But I don't know. It just, the Devil. I just felt the Devils never had a chance in the third period. Just the way the officiating was. So, again, does that make does it make me feel any better? No, but I'm just it all always boils down to the refs. So the Devils can hang with these elite teams because I consider Vegas an elite team, a perennial Stanley Cup contender. But they've got to do a lot more so they can overcome these challenges with this officiating. They got to do better. They have to do better. I mean, they were doing fine 0-0, and there were a couple close calls there. I mean, there was that one that the puck hit the post. I thought it was in. Could have been easily 3-0 victory. But once they gave up that goal, that first goal, there was a little bit of a panic with the team. But but there was no reason to panic.
It seemed like they started squeezing their sticks too tight, kind of deal.
Yeah. Now, you should show urgency, but again, I don't know. I mean, I thought the Devils. I'm not pissed at the Devils' effort. I mean, after all, Vegas is had 3 nights off, and the Devils still.
Was that a pun?
Well, I don't know.
3 nights. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
3 golden nights off.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Didn't realize that. But the Devils, in the third period, they fought hard, and they had their legs in the third period. So, you got to credit Vegas. They're a well-coached, well-balanced team throughout, and there's nothing you can do. But I don't know. Throwing Sheldon Keefe out. I mean, really, what could he done that was so bad? You know, did he throw a stick out in the ice?
I don't know.
Throw? You know, did he give the refs the finger like the bird? Like what? You know, and to me, I was like, oh, so now you're making 5-on-3.
Maybe he asked them about their vision plan. You know, we've been wondering about it for quite some time. So maybe he actually asked the officials about their vision plan to see if there is one or not.
Maybe they got some Girl Scout cookies afterwards, the refs.
You know what? I almost forgot to mention that. Revenge of the Las Vegas Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I heard there was an I Hate Sam Woo sign going around the troop section for the Girl Scouts.
There were badges.
They all got their merit badges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a picture of Sam with like a line right through it, you know?
Yeah.
The no sign.
Yeah, they're like, hey, that guy didn't show up this year. We did our jobs, girls. High five all around.
Oh, man. Yeah, Max, you're right. Jack went down and no one really came over to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. There was some physical play tonight. Stefan Nason had 2 really big, nice hits. The one on White Cloud, I can't remember who the second was. And the second one is what sprung that Halla and Cotter. Right? Yeah, that was the one that sprung Halla and Cotter for the 2-on-1, I believe. So,
that's a good point. Why didn't anybody do it, when Jack went down?
Why didn't anyone do anything when they crashed into Markstrom?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You got me.
Somebody should have went after Eichel.
Put in McDermott.
It's not a playoff-ready team right now. I think that's the biggest concern. And what can they do on the deadline? Is there a player that can
Jack's out? Nothing. Sell. Jack's out.
Sell?
Start selling. Start selling. Yeah.
Start building for the future?
Yeah. I mean, the way this team has been playing, I'm not sure, I don't know. I don't know what to say because, we've talked about it. This isn't just a bad streak anymore. This is consistently inconsistent.
Ever since Nate just started doing his Oscar performance of being hurt on that December 28th game, I think, the Devils, it seemed like it's been an emotional letdown. There's no spice in this team. There's no fight. Everything seems to be status quo. I think the only consistent player all season has been, other than Markstrom, is probably Nico Hischier.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack's had his up and downs. But I don't know. Look, we don't want him to speculate. I'm seeing online everyone's saying Jack's done for the season. You don't know that. They're not going to make it. You know how the Devils, their PR team, they're going to make us wait, even though they know the answer.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's probably going to have like an MRI or something like that.
Yeah.
In the morning.
They're telling their reps right now, all right, sell as many blocks as possible for this playoff run.
Sell the playoff package.
Yeah.
Non-refundable, even if they don't get in.
That cheer now, pay later. Look, just get them cheering now. Let's get these deposits for next season. We still got another 36 hours before we announce the inevitable. But
RME, I'm right there with you. Try to sell some of these pieces off. Halla, Palat. I mean, I know they were
trade. They have no trade clauses, don't they?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Kovacevic, I know they talked about signing him to a deal, but he's another one that kind of has evened out. He was playing way above what expectations were, and they've kind of evened out once Siegenthaler went down. Seemed to coincide with him kind of, coming back down to earth. So, I don't know. Like, if Jack Hughes is out for the long term, and I got to look here. Let me see. Where's my app? I just want to look at the standings here real quick. Sorry, everyone. I accidentally closed that out, which I tend to do quite often. So what's Columbus? Got 2 games in hand, and they're only 4 points behind. Yeesh. The only good thing is we have 33 wins to their 30, but yikes.
That's too close.
It's way too close. And Carolina won in OT, so they're up on us with 1 game in hand, and they have two in the win column.
And so I'll say it again, Say if Jack Hughes is out, right? Say if he's out for extended period of time. Man, would the Devils look much better if they had Logan Cooley in their lineup right now. It's on you, Fitzy, and Kate Madigan drafting Nemec in the 2nd overall. He's actually not a bad player, but still, you gotta at that when you've got the 2nd overall pick, you've got to go with the best available. You don't go with. I'm still mad at that draft, and I'm still gonna be bitching about it.
Fair enough. Yeah,
because that was the whole point of my reasoning why draft Logan Cooley back then was 3 centermen down the middle, and 1 is a mini Jack Hughes. That was the scouting report at the time with Logan Cooley, and he could have fit in right in this moment. But no, they didn't want depth. They wanted more depth on the defense.
And now if you lose Jack, what was it? I can't remember what it was. Jack has been on for, 20 of the last 25 or 21 of the last 26 or something like that goals for the team.
Probably.
That's not that was a stat that came out yesterday. I gotta see what that was. I think it was 20 of the last 25, but then, they did score 3 goals, so my math sucks. I can't find it. Nico, 400th point. Where the hell is it? I know I wrote it down there somewhere. Oh, well.
Dubs is like picking Holtz over Ashcroft was worse.
Okay. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, there it is. Jack on the ice for 20 of the last 25 goals. No balance. So they scored 3 yesterday, so it's 21 of the last 27 he's been on the ice for. And if he's injured, oh boy. Oh boy. On the positive side, though, Luke Hughes played really well. Nico Hischier and Timo Meier both had, a strong game as well. Again, no one got anything past Aiden Hill. But I thought they had a strong game playing. It seems like they're finding their connection again. Timo had a couple good opportunities. Nico had a couple good opportunities. He also took a hit from White Cloud that he didn't seem like a very big fan of. And, Nico was kind of fending for himself. Again, put in McDermott so someone can go in there and actually do something.
I hate to say it, but you're right, because nobody's doing anything at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. They've reverted back to Lindy Ruff style.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on with this team.
See it and do nothing. Somebody slashes Markstrom. Let him go. He's a big guy. He can handle it.
RME says Palat has a 10-team trade list. Markey looked good. Yeah, that's a good one, Max. Markey did look good tonight. Picking Holtz over Askarov. Yeah, that was Dubs. You're right.
I mean, there's a lot of questionable picks, Tom Fitzgerald. Alexander Holtz, Muhammad Dulan's right now, masked by the Timo Meyer trade. Chase Stillman, what the hell has he been doing? Luke Hughes, that was a good 4th overall pick. At the time, we thought it was because of the brother connection, whatever. But Nemitz, sure, he's going to be out on him. We'll see.
Palat's got a full full no movement clause, and Holla has a full no trade. Ugh.
Yeah, we're stuck with him, Scotty. Hate to say it.
Wait, Sharon Govich was a healthy scratch? I didn't even see that, Dino. I don't know, but at this point, if Jack Hughes is actually legitimately injured, I don't know. I'm like every game I kind of lose a little bit more confidence
Scotty,
with this team because
I'm going to tell you something.
All right, go for it.
You can't mail it in if Jack is hurt. You just put him if he's hurt for a while, put him on the LTIR. Along with Siegenthaler, that opens up cap space. You still have the trade deadline. So now suddenly you've got this cap space. In the event that Jack Hughes is truly hurt for a while. None of this Mark Stone BS, all right, that they do in Vegas. All right, now you've got all this cap space. Reevaluate team. You can't have a culture of losing anymore, Scotty. The Devils are done with that. There's no more tanking. We're not going to be tanking anymore. So, but I wouldn't mortgage the future right now to make a run at the same time either.
No, I wouldn't either.
You've got enough pieces. If you move Timo Meyer up to the first line, put him with Bratt and put Bratt. Let's say Bratt. How about Bratt, Heischer, and Meyer as your first line?
The only problem is that who else is going to score? Then they only have to shut down one line, and that's it.
I know. But you're going to have a lot of cap space to get somebody.
Okay.
Who that person is, I don't know. But if it all depends how severe Jack's injury is. If he's back by the playoffs, all right, now we're talking. But if he's out for like extended time, we're talking 6 months or whatever. I mean, and I'm thinking worst case scenario because we saw what happened with Dougie Hamilton last year. He went off the ice the same way Jack did, unfortunately. And, I wouldn't mail it in, but I would be very cautious of moving real assets around if you're going to make a run. This is not the time to put all your chips in if I was Tom Fitzgerald. But
no, definitely not.
But if there's a trade that could be made for now and the future, then do it. Thank you, Johnny Danks, for the super chat, which, by the way, I did a dedicated football call that one time, and you weren't in the chat. He says, I made it out of the Pine Barrens alive. Not even Tony Soprano's crew can keep me down. Thanks for the football call. Shout out Sam and Scotty. Go Devils. Did you find the Russian in the Pine Barrens? You remember that episode? Where Paulie and Christopher were
is he like this guy's a friggin' interior designer or something like this?
Interior decorator.
Interior decorator, and he killed all these people. What? That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Jack will be back by playoffs. The problem is post-injury. Jack maybe. Those Blake Shelton pour me a drink commercials are hitting different right now. Who would want to come here for dropping out of a playoff spot? I mean, that's a good question. I mean, the team is kind of in a little bit of a free fall here. There have been some good things. Like, they played well for a good portion of this game, but as soon as that goal in the third, like, I don't know. They just, whatever, like Sam said, they just kind of lost it.
They had that mental fortitude in November and December, and then they lost it. For whatever reason, they lost it. Which makes me question, did they really even have it? But when they were on their when they were streaking and they were winning games, even when they were losing games, they had that mental attitude where we're just not going to take anybody's crap. And right now, they're just letting teams do whatever. I thought Pesci was brought in here to stop that. I thought Dylan was here to stop that. You know, all that nonsense. And McDermott. And right now, they're just allowing things to happen nonchalantly. Like Nico Hischier didn't appreciate that White Cloud, incident. Well, why isn't anybody taking out White Cloud? You got to fight for your teammates. Dubs is like, no, they need a real leader. O'Reilly or Shen. Agreed. Nico can't do it himself. I think he's a good captain. But I hate to say it, Scotty, he doesn't have, I don't know. He doesn't have, there are certain captains where their leadership makes everybody better. And he just doesn't, I don't know if he has that. He's doing all the right things. He's saying all the right things. His effort is there, Nico. I mean, he's having a career year, I think, so far this year. But, he needs, he definitely needs support.
Yeah. Intangibles, toughness. Win one, lose one. That's right, Ariel. Oh, I mean, Andrew, we definitely need a better fourth line. Come on. Everybody knows that. We need a Marchand, that Claude Lemieux type person. Palat for Stamkos. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean it's tough one. I mean, like I said, they played better though today, but they still take the L. And now you got Dallas and Winnipeg right after, which that's no easy feat right there, trying to get a W in those two games.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a time where the Devils might lose 3 in a row here. And again, like we said, Carolina hasn't completely pulled away, obviously, because they've been struggling as well, but Columbus is charging up those standings. So don't be surprised if you see the Devils down in that WC position instead of, up in the top 3 where they have been sitting for the entire season. This is starting to remind me of the Mets when they blew that, like, what was it, like 7-8 game lead they had on the Phillies, right? Who did they end up? I think they ended up losing to the Marlins in like the last game of the year or some crap like that, and they blew that
when they threw Tom Glavine out there, their ace pitcher.
I think so, yeah.
And they gave up
like Jose Reyes getting into a fight at third base or something like that, like.
Well, he gave up 13 runs in the third inning pitched.
Ugh.
It's not that bad, Scotty.
I don't know.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I don't want it to be that bad. But they're not playing in the other direction that gives me confidence that they can turn this around. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to be more confident. I want to think this is just a bad run, but this seems to be kind of like, I don't know what the team is. So it's frustrating because we all had very high hopes for this year. And yeah, I don't know, Dubs. I don't know what Fitz has been waiting on. I'm not sure. Like I said, if Jack is hurt and then you bring someone in after that, it's kind of just like, like Sam said, do you push your chips in? I wouldn't. Without Jack Hughes. It's not like this whole team has been just firing on all cylinders. You don't have, Timo Meyer up in the 30s. You don't have Dawson Mercer at least in the 20s for the goal range. You're just not getting that all-around play, so it's tough. Tough decisions, but I would not go ahead and try to make a massive deal.
We shall see, Scotty, this week. We shall see.
We shall see. This week will be very, very telling. I actually got to look real quick before we get out of here. I want to look real quick. Oh, come on. How do I get to... Where are they at? Okay, let's see it here. The old Blue Jackets. Well, they got themselves a tough schedule over here. They got Tampa Bay on Tuesday. Then they got Florida on Thursday. Then they play the Rangers on Sunday. And then the following Tuesday, we're back up again. Devils and Blue Jackets. Next Tuesday, the 11th, mark that game on your calendar because that is going to be massive.
Where is it played?
That is played at the Prudential Center in beautiful Newark, New Jersey.
The BJs.
That's going to be a big game. I think that's the last one of the season for us against them. Yeah, then they got Vegas and we have another game against them as well. My bad. We play them on the 17th, St. Paddy's Day in Columbus. So the 11th and the 17th, mark them on your calendars. Those two games are going to be massive for this team. And how this season might, play out. Well, hopefully they get some good barbecue over there in Texas. And maybe rest, recoup, come out. Maybe give the Stars a run for their money and surprise us with a W. That would be nice, Sam Woo. That would be real nice.
Sure hope so. Is that the cue?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. we will be on breaking news standby for any possible trades that's going to be happening between now and trade deadline, which is this Friday. So set your alerts, keep it here, keep it real. Till next time, let's go Devils.